Squid Game has been getting a lot of attention lately. It's really great to see something from South Korea reach an international audience. It kind of reminds me how Parasite was the same, and that even won an Academy Award. We are so used to seeing US being the powerhouse for media that we kind of forget what the rest of the world is doing. Squid Game is a story with a meaning similar to Parasite. It's about the hardships of capitalism and our fight to survive. Not only is it a fight against big corporations, but it also includes all the infighting that occurs amongst the working class. We often think of North Korea as the bad place and South Korea as the good place, but it's a lot more complicated than that. Take this line from Squid Game as an example.
북에선 왜 내려온 거야?
여기가 나은 줄 알고.
그래서 여기가 나아?
While in many ways North Korea is a worse place to be, South Korea isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Much like the US, South Korea is a capitalist utopia. Consumerism is rampant, the class divide is clear, and there's a lack of a social safety net. It has one of the highest suicide rates amongst all of the developed nations in the world. Stress is put on students to succeed, and stress is put on parents to provide. Not enough people are discussing mental health since, being open about these topics is normally frowned upon in East Asian countries. The competition in Squid Game was meant as a fair way for everyone to compete that were wronged by the world. While it's a lot more deadly, it at least has a clear set of rules and expectations. You could argue that it's not fair, it's not a fair chance if you dissect some of its games, but at the very least the people who chose to came back did so on their own accord. However, they weren't exactly clear about what being eliminated meant for the first game. But there's a lot of different ways you can view it. Going into it, I was worried about that all the games were going to be things that I've never heard of, or they were going to be really complex and confusing, but most of them I've heard of, and the ones that I didn't were really simple enough to grasp, unlike the games in the show Kakegurui.
So I am confusion. Why is this one Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas? America, explain! Explain! What do you mean in Arkansas?
There's a lot you could debate about, but I want to get to talking about today's main topic. On Netflix's top 10 chart, Squid Game is at number 1. However, there's another show that deserves to be there. Better than Squid Game, you ask? What could possibly be better than Squid Game? And the answer to that is the show that's at number 9, CoComelon. It's a truly innovative show that defied all my expectations. Why in the world would a show like this be all the way near the bottom? This show is about a lot of things. War, love, intrigue, the American dream. The plot of the show is so hard to decipher, but it makes it that much more interesting. Now you might be thinking, why would I possibly think this show is so great? But the thing is, just because it's a musical doesn't mean it's bad. West Side Story is also a musical, and it's a great one. The first thing about the show that blew me away was its animation. Look at all the fluid movements and facial expressions of the characters. When I'm staring into their faces, I can almost see God himself. The colors and textures are so beautiful and jaw-dropping. Each scene is crafted with so much detail and vibrancy. You could pause the show at any time and have that be your screensaver. It's just that good. I've usually regarded Studio Ghibli films as being the most artistic, but after seeing this one, I've gotta say I can't see Studio Ghibli in the same way that I used to. CoComelon is also a pioneer in diversity. I've never seen such progressive content in music before. It makes The Greatest Showman look like Song of the South. What makes the diversity so great is the fact that they don't even talk about it. The different characters have their own unique personalities that aren't solely defined on the oppression they face. The best part of the show is its story. The plot is gripping and intense. I was always questioning what was going to happen next. Was it going to be Baba Black Sheep? Or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Each of the scores has a deeper symbolism about it. The meaning is similar to Squid Game in that it's a story about the oppressive system of capitalism. Just take the song Country Mouse and City Mouse. It's a story about a privileged city mouse living in luxury while the country mouse lives in poverty. When the city mouse visits the country mouse, he scoffs at the food that the other is eating. When the country mouse visits the city mouse puts the country mouse in danger from the cat. Is this a commentary on the bad working conditions that exist in this country? There's a lot of ways to interpret Cocomelon, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of theories that will be made about it, but overall, it's a story that's so much better than Squid Game. The message really comes clear, and it's there without all the people having to die all the time. The few deaths that do occur in Cocomelon are handled with a lot more care and are overall just written a lot better. I don't have all the time to go into all the subplots, such as the white supremacy of Donald Trump, the teacher instructs children how to perform an abortion, or the Great Schism that occurred in the 11th century resulting in the creation of the Eastern Orthodox Church, but you can go watch Cocomelon right now though. You will not regret it, I promise. I might be going out on a limb saying this, but it really might be the best shows of all time. It really, truly is. That's all I have to say for today. Please remember to like this video and leave a comment. See you all next week. Bye!
Are we there yet?
Not yet.
Are we there yet?
Not yet.
Are we there yet?
Not yet.
Are we there yet?
Let's play a game.
Look at where we are.